everyone, my name is Hecthor Doomhammer and welcome to the weekly vlog of Friday, March 6th, 2015. Indeed, you're looking at things from a different angle. I'm actually sitting behind my or in front of my green screen, which I use for my streams so that you won't see the back wall or the green screen when I'm playing games. I decided to switch it up this week because of the special topic I want to talk about at the end of the vlog. So let's begin with what happened last week. Last week, I finally finished the Grey Goo campaign, as I said. Now, unfortunately, I wanted to do the finish the Goo campaign on Friday, and I still had to do the 4th mission and the 5th mission. I did the 4th mission, and unfortunately, after a couple of tries on the 5th mission, the lag just killed my mood. It even killed my connection to OBS and stopped the stream. And to me, if the stream just stops because of the lag and OBS decides to lose connection to the internet because of that, that's a good time to stop for me. And what it also meant was that I was unable to fulfill my promise and say that I wouldn't go to sleep until I finished the Goo campaign. I was pissed off, as you can imagine, because I really wanted to start the next project, which I'll talk about in just a moment. So what was left for me to do? Either the Saturday or the Sunday, because I sure as hell wasn't going to reboot my PC and try the Goo campaign on Friday evening again, because, like I said, once OBS decides to stop working, I might as well stop working as well, because it's gonna happen again and again, and I speak from experience. So Saturday afternoon, I did a couple of groceries, so did a little bit of household cleaning that I needed to do, and I just went in it. No announcements on the forums, just my Facebook page, I think. And I did it, surprisingly enough, on the first try. Funny, I end up failing time and time again, and the next day I finish it in one go. I don't know what happens, but I'm glad I finished the game. The last mission was hard as balls, and then some more. I gave my thoughts on the game just from the campaign perspective. I know there's like multiplayer and skirmish, but I'm not even going to bother looking into that until at least the online part, until the developers put in the spectator mode, as I hope they will do, because they have promised that post-release support, spectators and replay modes are going to be implemented at some point in time. But I've said it before, I'll say it again. Post-release support can mean it's done tomorrow, it can mean it's done in 69 years, because that still classifies as post-release support. So, Grey Goo was done Saturday evening, my multiplayer madness evening. I originally wanted to do Mount Your Friends with a couple of my streamer friends. Unfortunately, they were busy with another channel. And, you know, I did try to contact them, like, guys, we were supposed to do this, but no answer. And I decided instead to do some Burnout Paradise. I really enjoy the game, although I keep crashing into everything, but that's the point, I think, just crashing into everything, failing missions because of it. But the whole replay mission, thanks to that one tip I received on YouTube, makes it a lot easier and makes it a lot faster for me to just redo a mission instead of having to drive back. Just type 6, 226, done. So yeah, that's something I did, and I was just about to close off my Burnout Paradise stream when Kayente Dama, I'll leave a link to her in the movie description, and we rallied a couple of people for a game of Cards Against Humanity. Now, we played a total of 5 games, and later in the evening I was joined by Bonnie Lastblock, I was joined by Exotic Kitten, I was joined by the Devil Risen, and it was just a butt ton of fun. And I have edited the videos or the stream in such a way that each separate game has its own video, and it all in all was a crap ton of fun. I was also joined by my moderator Vasily for all games, and we were just having a blast. I was actually having a few beers, when the only game that I won was when I was the most sober. You would think that my mind gets twice as evil if I'm drunk, but apparently it doesn't. So next time I'm gonna play that game, it's gonna be sober, because then I'll win and win and win. Just kidding. So yeah, it turned out to be like past 3 AM in the morning for me when I stopped, and then I realized, shit, I still need to stream in 12 hours. Because of course the next day is Sunday, Rise of the Reds. And I was awake on time, and it was just a crap ton of fun again. We had a couple of good matches. And then on Monday, the new project of the channel. I hinted to this last week already, but it is the Red Alert 3 co-op campaign. Now originally I wanted to do this with someone else until I realized, wait, this guy already did the campaign. And then I realized, then I heard that Shadowy wanted to do a playthrough of Red Alert 3 for his channel as well, and then I thought, why not just do it together? So I suggested it to him, and he was like, yeah, that sounds like fun. And we completed the Soviet campaign this week. We stream on Monday, Tuesday and Thursday. I stream it on my channel, he streams it on his channel, and I provide a cat girl link, and I think he does that too in his channel, but I don't look at his channel. We completed the Soviet campaign. We only lost one mission once. That was due to the lack of NCR on my end. He already played the campaign once or twice. This is the first time I'm playing the campaign, so I don't know what I'm doing, so it's gonna look even sillier on my end. And it's really fun to be able to see a mission that you're playing from the other person's perspective as well, because what I've seen on YouTube is only from the perspective that I'm playing at. That's player 1. Now he's uploading it on his channel as well, and thus you will be able to see it from the perspective of player 2. And I'm actually watching those missions. I'm uploading them every single day, 1 mission per day, and he does the same. So this is a guaranteed 27 videos, 27 days, at least 1 video per day for both of us. So that's really cool. And I'll leave a link to his YouTube and his Twitch channel in the movie description as well, because I've written it down on my laptop. And yeah, you should go check it out. And of course, you should check out the live stream. If your connection is up to it, you should definitely check out the Khadgar. If you don't, then you can decide, do I want to see the noob play, or do I want to see the guy who actually knows what he's doing play? And you can decide for yourself which of the 2 channels you're going to be watching then. Wednesday I did Burnout again. I was thinking on doing Mental Omega, but I just really wanted to do Burnout since I was enjoying it so much, and I actually kind of learned how to do the flat spins. So when I started doing a couple of those stunt runs, I decided that looking at the map there were only a bunch left, and I was like, you know what, I might as well finish them so that I won't ever have to do them again. And that's exactly what I did. I finished all of the stunt runs. I also got a couple of signs which I didn't have before. So that was all in all just a lot of progress done. And with the stunt runs being done, I can now focus on the remaining stuff: burning routes, races, marked men. And I haven't done a single one since the upgraded license. And road rages, if I haven't mentioned those already. And yeah, that's pretty much all there's left to do. And I'm definitely going to play the game until I am done with everything. This is something I do really want to finish, because I'm really enjoying it. But that being said, that doesn't mean, of course, that the whole multiplayer will also end when I'm done with the game, because playing tag with my friends is just a lot of fun. So, after yesterday completing the Soviet campaign for Red Alert 3, what am I doing tonight? Actually, I don't know yet. I was thinking, Vasily actually asked last Wednesday if I'm going to do more song requests for Mental Omega. And I kind of want to do that because, as I said before, I really enjoy listening to the music that other people suggest, and just observing a couple of matches and just being able to talk to my chat. But I don't know, it all depends on if there's enough players online, and I don't feel like advertising it and saying like, guys, if we have enough, I'll do it, because we might not have enough. And if we don't have enough, there's going to be a bunch of people just utterly disappointed, including myself, because I still stand to minimum of 18 players on CNCnet without me. Not saying that there are 17 plus me equals 18. No, there has to be 18 online without me. So that being said, I think that, you know, I'll check it out at some points during the stream. I'll have the launcher open. I actually have the launcher open right now because I did play a game just a moment ago. And I'll see if there's enough people online. I might decide 15, 12, maybe, and give people more opportunity to play. But maybe, you know, at 5 before 8 my time, 5 before 7 GMT, there's 20 people online, there's 25 people online, and I will happily jump into Mental Omega, do a stream of that for 2 hours without song requests, stop the stream for a brief moment, turn on song requests, and do another 2, maybe 3 hour stream of that. Saturday, I think I'm going to be doing, I'm going to try some more some Mount Your Friends. I'm going to try to get rally people. Unfortunately, most of those people are busy with Don't Starve Together, a game that I don't have. Burnout Paradise is definitely going to be on Wednesday, because, you know, like I said, I really enjoy that. I might do some multiplayer of that on Saturday as well. And of course the main series, the Red Alert 3 co-op campaign playthrough. We're gonna do the Allied campaign. Our plan is to finish one campaign in 1 week. We were able to do 4 missions, 3 missions and 2 missions respectively on Monday, Tuesday and Thursday. And I just hope that we can kind of just, you know, keep this trend going. And also a question that was asked by someone in the chat: if we're done with Red Alert 3, am I going to do the Uprising campaign as well? Yes, definitely. And that is basically the plans for this week. Of course, Sunday Rise of the Reds again. I haven't talked to the Hunter yet, but we'll see whatever happens. And that is pretty much all there is to it. Now, the topic of this week that I wanted to talk about is RTS. When I was a kid, I was introduced to Red Alert, the first Red Alert, and that was my first experience with RTS, and I really loved it. Now, the reason why I really loved it is because even as a kid, I was always kind of fascinated with the Soviet Union, and as I grew older, I always kind of wondered what life would be like if Europe was controlled by the Soviets. And actually it took a couple of years after Red Alert was released to make me realize that Red Alert was the answer, at least if the Soviets would have won. So that was just, all in all, just a great deal of interest for me, a great deal of fun for me. I remember playing Red Alert at my friend's place. We would do it via local area network. You know, he had a couple of PCs in his house, and we would play skirmish against each other. And even on tier 1 technology only, you know, just infantry, he would play as the Soviets and build a massive wall of like flame turrets with just one little tiny cell of space somewhere in the wall so that his miners could get out, and there was literally no way that you could get in. I remember that, and I remember really enjoying that. And the funny thing is, I was last Sunday, after I was done streaming Rise of the Reds, I decided to have a look, which I do like once every 5 years or so, in my PC game collection, and I was surprised to find the following games. Now, before I do that, I actually wanted to show you guys a couple of games that I do have, and yes, they are copied, because that's how I got my games in the past. I have a copied version of the original Age of Empires 1. Now, unfortunately, when I tried to copy the expansion, it didn't work, so I just have that one. I also have Age of Empires 2. No, there we go, yeah, Age of Empires 2. Yeah, you don't see it, but it's also my old handwriting. It's actually gotten a little bit worse, but let's not talk about that. I remember playing this as a kid, also at my friend's place. I loved it. I used cheats. I mean, you've got that car with like the doors that flap and then bullets shoot out. You should remember that. And for those that may have been on my channel a little longer, you'll see that I have attempted a playthrough of Age of Empires 2 HD, and I discontinued it. Because the one thing that I did forget about the Age of Empires games is that it's so darn slow. Not just the movement, but also more so the resource gathering. Is that you just have to wait until your villagers are done chopping down a tree, or have 10 wood on them, or 10 stone, or 10 gold, and then move it over to your stockpile wherever you may have it. And it just takes a whole long of time. It's just annoying to me. And because I forgot that, and I always used to play with cheats, by the way. Food, stone, and everything. I didn't want to do that for my playthrough on Twitch and YouTube, and the only cheats that I did use were Marco and Polo, the shell map, and no shroud. But I got my ass handed to me in the Joan of Arc campaign, and I didn't want to waste my time having to set up before every single stream, just to make sure that I have a solid base to start out with, and then I can dominate my opponents. And the one time that I did do that, or the 2 times I did do that, I did use cheats for resources, and I just didn't feel right about that. So I don't know if I am ever going to try it again. So I'm not gonna promise anything, but don't be sad if it doesn't happen, because it's just a little too slow for me. Especially since I've been playing a lot of Red Alert 2 and the mods for that. I've become used to a lot higher paced game when it comes to faster paced games, and this just doesn't fit in. And even with Grey Goo, that is, the developers did say that they wanted to go back to the feel of the old Command & Conquer games, and I think that they have succeeded. It definitely feels high paced, basic tank spam wins, and a game like Age of Empires just is a little too slow in comparison. So unfortunately, that will never happen. I also, and you don't have to see it here, but I do have the expansion as well. Crusaders? Conquerors? Don't remember, but I have the expansion on disc as well. I used to play it as well. And of course, any Age of Empires fan that is also a Star Wars fan knows about Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds. And I actually just have the disc of the Clone Campaigns, which is the expansion, specifically made for the Episode 2 movie. But I used to love this as a kid as well. And originally I wanted to stream all 3 games, Age of Empires 1, and I would find a way to get the expansion, Age of Empires 2 and the expansion, and Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds. Unfortunately, and luckily on my end, I actually did a test stream. I have a test channel, a channel that is dedicated to see if games are willing to be streamed. And unfortunately, those 3 games were just a black screen with randomly illuminated pixels and the mouse that did look properly. Sound was perfectly fine, mouse was perfectly fine, but everything else was not. So I had to cancel those. I immediately had to cancel those because I did originally want to stream those. Now, as I was looking through my games collection over there, and I'm pointing at like the place where my TV is, I'm actually going to show you guys like those 2 shelves, the top left and the next one. I was looking through that, and just pull it down a little bit. There you go. I was surprised to find the original Command & Conquer. I don't remember how I got this. Maybe it was a gift from someone. But I have both discs, and I think that yeah, it's just the GDI and the NOD campaign. Nothing too important. Yeah, I just completely forgot I had this game, so I was surprised. Like I said, I don't even remember how I got it. Well, that's something. I was also surprised. The original Red Alert, although original, if you look at the CDs, I don't think that the original CDs looked anything like this. These are just division CDs for the Allied and Soviet campaign. It doesn't have the Aftermath expansion, so unfortunately that's not a thing. But I have it, and I didn't even know it. I just completely forgot about it. But yeah, that happens if you put stuff behind other things, and then you just never look at those things. Let's see. What else? Oh yeah, this game. Similar. Put it somewhere behind other things and forget you even have it. I have the original type, or the original. It's like a top series of EA games. Siberian Sun. But does it even have like Firestorm? Nope. Not Firestorm. Just the NOD and the GDI disc of the original. And once again, like, it was put behind somewhere and I forgot I had it. And I was just looking through my games collection and was like, hey, wait, what? Do I? How the hell do I get this? I don't even remember. It's been like way too long, but I don't even remember. Now, games that I do remember that I had, and I also wanted to stream, was Age of Mythology and the expansion The Titans. I actually did a test run of that on my test channel as well, and I don't know why I keep looking at that, because there's my TV, there's the camera. Sorry, I'm not used to looking at the camera. I knew I had this, because it was in the front, and I originally wanted to stream this, but after the disaster that was Age of Empires 2 HD, I suddenly realized and I remembered that Age of Mythology, the gameplay is equally slow. And I was like, yeah, resource gathering is slow, gameplay is slow, just like Age of Empires 2. I'm not going to stream it, sorry. I might decide otherwise at some point in time, but for now my mind is set to not do it. And it's kind of sad because I did enjoy this as a kid. It was a really entertaining game. You know what? Actually. So yeah, Age of Empires 2 or Age of Mythology. Might someday stream it, probably won't. Also, Age of Empires 3. Now for a brief moment it was on my Steam wishlist, and you may be thinking, excuse me, why put it on your wishlist if you already have it? And that is because, for the life of me, and I have searched pretty much everywhere where it makes sense at least, I'm unable to find the CD keys or the DVD keys, and that's a really shame because I have like everything in this package. It has both the expansions, War Chiefs and Asian Dynasties, and for the life of me I just can't find the CD keys. It's like just a sheet of paper with some stuff on it and then the CD keys. I've put it somewhere and I just don't remember. I originally wanted to stream this too, but I ran into the same problem realizing after the failure of Age of Empires 2. I ran into the same problem, slow gameplay, and that just made me decide, okay, well, if I'm not going to stream Age of Empires 2, if I'm not going to stream Age of Mythology, I'm also not going to stream this game. Sorry, it's not going to happen. Plus I don't have the CD key, so I can't even install it anymore. Now, also a game that I have and kind of wanted to stream, but I have absolutely no idea what I'm supposed to do with it, Rise of Nations. Rise of Nations, also an RTS, with the expansion Thrones and Patriots. I do have the CD keys over here, and it's literally one CD. I don't know what I was supposed to do with this, but I kind of vaguely remember after looking at some videos that the gameplay is slow as well. So that was immediately like, okay, that's not going to happen, that's not going to happen, that is not going to happen, then this? Certainly not. And I hear that the gameplay of this is even slower paced than any of the other games that I've mentioned thus far. So this is definitely just going out there, not going to play it. However, another game that I kind of wanted to play on stream and probably never gonna be doing is Warcraft 3 with the expansion. Yes, I actually have 2 separate CDs for this. As a kid at my friend's place, I would always play Warcraft 2, and we would always just quote the lines of like humans and orcs just because they're funny. And we would also quote the lines eventually from Warcraft 3. And funny enough, we're still laughing about that, by the way. Friends for 25 years, what do you expect? So I wanted to do this, and then I also remembered that the gameplay is kind of slow. It's faster paced, I think, than Age of Empires, Age of Mythology and such, but still kind of slow. And I do know that this game is a lot less forgiving than Red Alert and Command and Conquer is. So since I always used to play with cheats, you know, I played every game with cheats. But then again, as a kid, with the knowledge of the cheats, wouldn't you? I'm a cheater. I'm a massive cheater. I decided against this. I mean, there's plenty of playthroughs that you can watch on the internet, on YouTube's. So, you know, by all means, go check them out. But I don't think I'm ever going to do anything with this. Neither online. It's definitely something I'm not interested in. But still, you know, I have them. They're never going to be a thing on my channel. Now, one game with the expansion that you all know about, because I actually have done a playthrough of them: Red Alert 2 and Yuri's Revenge. Now, why I want to mention these 2 games in particular is I'm still not able to find the Allied Mission CD. I actually had to torrent the Allied Mission CD in order to do my playthrough of it. I did the easy, cheesy, the Let's Play in cheese, where I just kind of cheesed the living hell out of missions, even broke 1 or 2 missions completely. And these are the games that I have played probably the most out of any of my RTS collection. Especially because of the mods and such. I really enjoy this. But the thing I've never ever done is play the campaigns on hard. Now, with the sole exception of the co-op campaign of Yuri's Revenge, which of course I did with Earth 3, and I'll leave a link to his YouTube channel in the movie description. I'm kind of tempted, to be honest, and I was kind of tempted after I was done with the single player campaign of this, to at some point in time do a playthrough of these games on hard. And I think I will do that, but I think I'll wait until probably September, because in September it will be the 1 year mark when I started to play games on my stream instead of just mods. So that's probably something that's going to happen. I might even do it sooner, depending on when I run out of games to stream. But that is something that, you know, these games have given me plenty of memories, plenty of fun memories, and I just love the living crap out of these. Definitely top tier games. Now, on December 6th, the Hunter was here, and we were doing the 666 follower special of mine, and he was staying over for the night. So the night before, I closed my I left my laptop open but turned off, and the next morning the laptop was closed, but not entirely closed. So I was like, was it bothering you? And I pulled it open, and then I saw this. You left this as a gift to me. Yes, the Ultimate Collection, and this is why I'm playing Red Alert 3 right now on my stream. I suddenly have all of the Command & Conquer games, which means that I could potentially stream all of them but I'm not going to. 17 games and expansions, and I'm not even going to stream all of them. Reason being is, as a kid, as I said, I was introduced to RTS through Red Alert, and not Command and Conquer, the original Tiberian Dawn. And as a kid, I was always very interested in Soviets and the Cold War. And when I was introduced to Tiberian Dawn after Red Alert, it felt lacking. It was like, yeah, it's Command and Conquer, but it's not Command and Conquer that I know. Well, the Command and Conquer that I know wasn't the Command and Conquer that Command and Conquer was. So I was just like, where's the Allies? Yes, GDI Allies. You know, that's kind of an allied group of nations, and they're going to fight against the bad guys, which of course are not. But it didn't feel like Soviets. It didn't feel like allies. It was like Red Alert brought. So I never paid too much attention to it. Sadly, I do regret it, and it's just my state of mind, and I kind of regret having that state of mind. But there's nothing I can do about it. So when I was introduced to Red Alert 2, which was again Allies versus Soviets, I was yay! And then I was introduced to Tiberian Sun, which was again not versus GDI, and I was like, oh, it's them again. Wait, with Kane again? Kane was supposed to be dead. Nah. I gave it some attention, but I just couldn't get into it, so I was like, nah, never mind. Generals, Renegade, the first-person shooter. I think they could have, it was a really cool idea. To be honest, just putting yourself in the shoes of like a basic infantry, and you're able to have your own tanks and to have your own other stuff and control them in the whole Command and Conquer universe, be it still from a first-person shooter perspective. Now, I've never really been into first-person shooters except for Turok. But I still think that Renegade is kind of an interesting concept, and for the fans, I'm really glad that Renegade X exists, because it's something that Westwood or EA definitely could have done something else with, and stuff like A Path Beyond, which is a Red Alert version of Renegade. You should definitely check it out if you're a first-person shooter and RTS fan. You should definitely check those out. But yeah, again, it was set in the Command and Conquer, the Tiberian universe, so I was instantly just like, nah, no thank you. Generals, this is the strange part. I couldn't get into either, but strangely enough, I can get into Rise of Dreads. And apparently the sole reason is because Generals lacks Russia, and Rise of Dreads brings Russia. I guess that is just the thing why I don't really like Command and Conquer, because it doesn't have Russia. Yeah, I've seen stuff of Generals, I've seen my buddy play it, but I never could really get into it, so I've never given it too much attention. And after I heard about Command and Conquer 3, Tiberian War, and that it was getting like lower scores than Tiberian Sun and Red Alert 2, I just gave up on trying to get into the whole Command and Conquer Tiberian universe, and especially with the complete failure that is Tiberian Twilight. Let's not even talk about that. Red Alert 3, I've seen playthroughs of it, and right off the get-go, the intro movie just made me facepalm. They go back in time, erase Einstein, but the question is, why did they go back to the conference in Brussels? Why not go back to the time when Einstein was just a mere boy and erase him then? He wouldn't have been a threat to anyone. Strangely enough, Soviets go back to their own time after erasing Einstein, and you would think that they would go after Einstein so that he wouldn't be able to develop the chronosphere. Yet, Allies still have the chronosphere. To make matters worse, it's far more powerful. You could, argue that it's a different company that made the Chronosphere this time, but funny enough, it works the exact same way. It's even more powerful, just like the second one in Red Alert 2 was from Red Alert 1, and it's called the Chronosphere. It works the same, it's called the same and slightly more powerful. I'd say that the Soviets failed in their getting rid of their enemies. The Soviets liking nuclear bombs, I always thought, and I was told that Einstein never had anything to do with the development of atomic bombs. Apparently he was somehow involved, and that does now explain to me why the Soviets don't have their atomic bombs. But they end up just screwing themselves over even harder. Their enemy still has the technology that they wanted to get rid of, yet they don't have a technology, they themselves, as Soviets, don't have a technology that they really value. Kinda screwed yourself in the butt hard? Much? And then the Empire of the Rising Sun, let's not even discuss where they came from, because it's a new timeline, so alternative things are bound to happen. I don't know, one thing I do like about Red Alert compared to the Command & Conquer is naval. Everyone knows that I love a good naval combat, but I think that Red Alert 3 went a little overboard with it, and they emphasized too much of it. Now, I have seen video playthroughs of it, just the original, not just Red Alert 3, not Uprising. What I remember, there is one Allied mission where you just build a base on water, and that's where I draw the line and say, you shouldn't have done that. You can build every single structure on the water, be it for a barracks, and basically just have your entire base on water. And I'm just like, is that really necessary? No, that's not how you should do it. So that kind of turned me off with Red Alert 3. It's just too much emphasis on Navy, and that's why I never really gave it too much attention. But I'm still doing it because I wanted to do it, especially after I was done with Grey Goo, and I learned that Shadowy wants to do a playthrough of it as well. Just like, this is a perfect next project. From what I understand, and I may be mistaken, Uprising, the expansion of Red Alert 3, does not have co-op, doesn't even have online. I'm looking at the CNC online launcher, and I see Generals, I see Zero Hour, I see Tiberian War, I see Kane's Wrath, and I see Red Alert 3, but not Uprising. So, also a thing that I kinda don't like, it is really cool that they did try to emphasize on it, but they shouldn't have like fully emphasized on it, is that Red Alert 3 focuses on co-op playthrough, and that's the point. There's co-op or there's co-op, and there's nothing else. It's like you play with a human being or you play with a pathetically stupid AI against the computer, and that is the one thing that really pisses me off about it. It's just like, I want to do things on my own terms. I don't want to have to rely on, oh, I've lost my co-commander because he's stupid, because he's controlled by the AI and thus is stupid. I'll lose the mission. I want to be able to just be in control of everything, just do my own thing, and not have to just, like I said, rely on others. The co-op campaign is a cool thing, because I think what EA wants to do is just like emphasize on working together with your friends, with random strangers. But of course, they shut down the servers. Luckily, CNC Online exists, Game Ranger exists, Tungle exists, so there's plenty of alternatives. But they could have done it differently. That was about it. That's all I wanted to really talk about. Is that even since a little kid, I have been a really fan of the RTS genre. Now, games that you haven't seen in my collection are StarCraft and StarCraft 2. Reason is, I don't have them. And I don't even want them. Warcraft 2, I don't have it either, because I don't have it. I would like to have it, but I don't have it. And I'm not gonna ask for it or put it on my wish list, because, I missed out on it. And what I heard is that they're working on a bit of an HD remake, so that it can run on newer systems without any unnecessary extra tools that you need. So I think I'm gonna wait for that, and they're also gonna do that for the original Warcraft, which I actually never even heard of. I've never seen anything of it. So that's the thing. I do have like a couple of RTS games in my Steam library. Earth 2150 with the 2 expansions, and Earth 2160, and Perimeter and the expansion Emperor's Testament. I still need to look into those games. I don't know if they're like the RTS kind of games that I'm going to enjoy playing, but I think I need to just look into them at some point in time, if I am to decide whether I am or am not going to stream them. But that all remains to be seen. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Hecthor Doomhammer. I'm primarily a live streamer, and you can find the link to my Twitch channel in the movie description. Also, if you want to be updated the soonest about what I do in terms of live streaming, YouTube stuff, and other random things, the best way to do that is to follow my Facebook page. You will also find the link in the movie description of this video. Also, I have a Twitter. I send out a tweet every time I go live, which is pretty much every single day at 7 PM GMT. And I also have a Steam group. So if you want to, play games with me on like Saturdays, then I'll only play games with those that both follow my channel on Twitch and that I have in either my Steam friends list and my Steam group. So if you really want to play games with me on a Saturday that are not mod related, then you definitely want to do that. My name is Hecthor Doomhammer. I hope you all enjoyed this. Please leave a like if you did, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.